Things you probably didn't know about Natalie Dormer. Natalie Dormer is one of the preeminent actresses in the world today. Having had a string of roles as powerful women who use their femininity as a weapon, she's carved an image that she is working to overcome, but there's a lot which you might not know about her life. She is easily one of the most relatable and down-to-earth people in her field. Her life could easily fill a tome and not get every detail down. Her life is interesting, but not quite in the ways you would expect, and it is quite endearing to us. Ms. Dormer has worked hard to cultivate everything good around her, and it shows in her ethics. It might be surprising to some, but she hardly has time to relax, and she likes it that way. Here are 15 surprising facts about Natalie Dormer, also known as 15 facts that will make you love Natalie Dormer more than you probably already do. 1. Her very own script. The neat little fact about Natalie Dormer is the fact that she written a script with her fiancé, Anthony Burr. This is a major career development for her. As an actor, Dormer has been a tour de force in the industry since her time on The Tudors at least, but with this, she might be able to transition to more of the creative process. The script is for a movie called In Darkness, which is presently in the process of being filmed. She's previously talked about how difficult of a challenge it is to write a script, especially with her partner. Dormer said in no uncertain terms that she is up for this challenge. When it is released, let's hope that the Dormer-Byrne film is at least half as revolutionary as Raw. 2. Her life is quite relatable. As glamorous as Natalie Dormer's life may be now, it wasn't always so rosy. In fact, she's used that to her advantage in her career, and it endears her to us. Besides being bullied for no apparent reason as a child, she has worked quite a number of jobs. She has waited tables and she has worked data entry, all sorts of stuff. She has never forgotten her roots, something that many people do rather quickly after they get rich and famous. Dormer's sense of beauty to her fellow humans and her tireless work ethic really translate over to the audience. She is also able to take jokes and jabs on the chin. Her wits and her worldview shows she is not really that different from us. 3. Contrary to popular belief, as cool of a story as it would be, Natalie Dormer is not related to Queen Mary I's lady-in-waiting, Jane Dormer. It's surprising how common this rumor still is after numerous denials by Ms. Dormer on the subject. In an interview with Contact Music, Dormer was recorded as saying, "There was a woman, called Jane Dormer, in the royal court who happened to have the same family name as me, but I think that's as far as it goes." Many websites still report that she is some sort of noble birth or heritage. She might have some noble ancestors, but seeing as how many people there have been on this earth since the dawn of time, there's a good chance everyone has some noble relation. 4. She's got a strong sense of helping others. Besides her life growing up, you know what is one of the most endearing aspects of Natalie Dormer as a person? It's her strong sense of compassion and goodwill towards her fellow humans. She goes out of her way to support causes which target children with disabilities, children who are abused, children and their families who are impoverished or homeless. She does all of this with such vigor that it is amazing that she has time to do anything else. The amount of effort she put into these good causes will hopefully inspire people to do more to help their fellow people. No kid deserves to be abused, homeless, or face challenges which may cause society to write them off as nothing. Be like Natalie Dormer and do what you can to help. 5. Ask her about feminism. One of the most polarizing facets of Natalie Dormer's life is how staunch of a feminist she is. In many of her interviews, she likes to pretend that she is a feminist in the true sense of the word. Often, she will clarify that she wants equality, to make gender irrelevant in film because women make up over half the world's population. Dormer's political thought on the issue is admirable. To her, it is quite upsetting that young women and girls think of the term as something vulgar. She's worried that they will react to it by forcing themselves to conform to potentially harmful stereotypes of how women should be. Natalie Dormer has been a major proponent of three-dimensional roles for women in films, and you know what? It's made movies better. 6. Bearing it all no more. Many of the roles that Dormer has played were centered around their sexuality, a couple of them on using their sexuality as a weapon. Due to that, it shouldn't be that surprising that there were a lot of scenes with her bearing it all for the camera. During her stint on Game of Thrones, Dormer decided that she no longer wanted to be the hot and relevant girl who was there just for eye candy. She wanted something more. This is not to say that her less clothed roles were bad roles, but she felt that the nudity detracted from the character to a certain extent. Her decision was based partially on wanting to see a more equal distribution of nudity among the sexes in film. 7. A single film nearly ended her career. I'm sure that many of you have heard of the man, the legend, and a monster Casanova and all the connotations that it may have. For Natalie Dormer, her debut film of the same name was anything but the vivid wonderland that we ascribe to Casanova. Dormer loved acting in the movie, but it nearly ended her career. For many actors, a single film can make or break you, and for the future Marguerite Tyrell, this one almost killed her hopes and dreams. She says that she had bad representation regarding her work thereafter. No matter what the case is, she was out of acting working for almost a year. She worked data entry for about 10 months and she found herself and worked to ensure her successes as an actress. 8. She got treated poorly as a kid. It's a shame that anyone has to experience bullying, especially when they are a kid. Natalie Dormer is among those of us who were forced to experience it. Unlike many people, she never figured out why she was a victim of it. This may not be the most unusual thing, but it is still rather disheartening. She was determined to not stay the victim no matter how vicious her tormentors acted towards her. Natalie Dormer's early life helped to make sure that she would succeed with whatever she put her mind to. Now, after being a star on several hit television shows and films, it is plain to tell who is getting the last laugh. Maybe one day she'll discover why she was treated so poorly, but at this point, it may not even matter.